I don't know what. Airplane.
Good morning and welcome to Zazumi Review Me. Today we're doing channel audits of some very happily growing YouTubers. And we are going to be starting with, Sal's just checking the sound right now. We are going to be starting with Wandering Ancient Paths. And this is Dale Courtright's channel. He is a photographer. And so we start with the 4 T's. And what are the 4 T's? Let me just go through that real quickly. The first one is the topic. And the topic is, what is the topic of your YouTube channel? And that includes, when I get to your channel, do I actually know what your topic is, what your niche is? And number 2, are your videos on topic? And then the second thing is, do you have a channel trailer? Your channel trailer is what introduces you to your viewers who have no idea who you are or what you're talking about or what your channel's about until you tell them. So that's what your trailer's about. Do you have a return subscribe video? Okay, that's the second thing. And then the next thing is the most important thing, your thumbnails. So topic, trailer, thumbnails, and finally titles. Those are the 4 T's. So welcome. Let's just see who is here. Welcome and good morning to Abdur. Welcome. Welcome to Rita. Welcome to Tom. Thank you so much for joining us. And today, as I said earlier, we are starting with Wandering Ancient Paths. So do I look at this? Tom already has a question. This will be saved to the channel. And yes, it will be. This is a video being recorded. Thank you, Tom. And will be on the channel. Okay, so Wandering Ancient Paths. When we get to the YouTube channel, do we actually know what that means? So rock art and ruins, hiking the Southwest. Now I know exactly what this channel is about. So I think, is it on topic? Yes. If we look at the icon is what looks like a little ancient person with a flute, which actually is from one of these marvelous petroglyphs. So that's cool. So I know what that's about. And then when we go to the home page, is there, whoops, okay, let's see. Is there a trailer? You know what? I think I'm going to have to sign out of our channel because when you are subscribed to a channel, you don't see the trailer any longer. So here's Sal. Sal and I are here, and good morning to everybody. Let me just quickly sign out of our channel. Sorry. I'm going to sign out. And now when we go back to Wandering Ancient Paths, there's the trailer. Aha. Okay, here we go. So now there is a channel trailer because there always was a channel trailer. And if we look at the channel trailer, which we of course do want to do, the title of the trailer is Wandering Ancient Paths, Hiking Rock Art and Ancient Ruins. The trailer itself is 1 minute and 53 seconds, which is good. It should be
not too long, not too short.
Right, 2 minutes or less is good. Good morning, Dale. We're talking about your channel. So let's just take a quick look at the...
Hi and welcome. I'm Dale, your guide to Wanderings with the Ancient One. I mean, this is incredible. Just incredible.
Yeah, it's beautiful.
Badger Springs.
I love the click.
Today I'm in Black Dragon Canyon and came in to see some pictographs in here.
Photography is awesome.
Yeah.
Okay, we're only about halfway down and I see some petroglyphs up there on the side of the cliff already. Animal tracks for sure, maybe bear tracks. This panel is about 60 feet long from one end to the other and has over 1,000 petroglyphs on it. Little cottonwood oasis down there. spend a little bit of time and then head back up out of the wash. That's where the trail continues back into the slot. On my easy, medium, hard, and difficult scale, I'm gonna call this is a serious trail, so hang on. And across the creek, this is an awesome looking one. See you next time.
Wow.
Wow. Okay. So
That was really something.
that's a really good trailer. I would love for everyone to put in the comments, in the chat, what you think about that trailer. I think it was very successful. It could be shortened a little bit. I think it could be a little bit tighter, a little bit shorter, but it gave me a lot of great information. I know there's going to be hikes. I know there's going to be petroglyphs. I know there's going to be a ton of interesting scenery. It's
Yep.
going to tell me whether or not it's
There
a
was
hard
good
hike.
B-roll.
Or,
There was good B-roll,
Good
and
B-roll.
and I loved all the titles and all the descriptions.
yeah. So I think for all of those reasons, I thought it was really good. What did Tom say? You are the Rick Steves of hiking at Rock Art Dale. That's a nice thing to say, Tom. That's fun. So as far as a trailer, I think it was a very successful trailer. I think you got a clear understanding of what the actual channel is going to be about. So let's go on to thumbnails. Now, thumbnails are truly your most important thing, and I am going to switch to just videos so we can focus on the thumbnails. Look at how many videos there are. Well, that's awesome, right?
That's because somebody did the 30-day challenge with 30 videos,
Right.
30 shorts.
Right, which was
Some
very
people
good.
didn't. Not going to mention any names.
Oh, and
But
Tom
some did.
said a little shorter, a clearer font at the end, something simpler and easy to read. Great advice, Tom. Very, very good.
It's
And
good.
Rita
But
said intriguing. Yes, it was.
Yeah, and the sound quality was really good.
Sound quality was good, and the music was really nice
Yeah, it
too.
was nice. It was light. It wasn't too heavy. I liked it.
It didn't overpower it,
No,
and I think
right.
that's a big
It's a
thing
huge
too.
thing.
All right, let's look at these thumbnails. And for example, I actually would like to look at the ones that are right on the
I'll be
top
back.
here.
Excuse me a moment.
Okay. Are you checking our sound, I hope?
am.
Yeah, check our sound. So if we look at the thumbnails, they are all very much on brand. What do I mean by that? I mean, you see Dale in them pretty big. I think very quickly you can see that this is someone who's hiking and someone who's going on hikes. I like the variation of the expressions because that's extremely important when you're making thumbnails. You can even make your face closer and bigger. That does seem to be a trend right now, that people are getting super close and very like 4K with the images of themselves. As far as putting text on your thumbnails, for me, when you're a new YouTuber, I think you should always be putting text on your thumbnails. I think it's super important that it's very, very big and legible. And the reason I say that is because remember, 70% or more of people, you have to look at your channel analytics to know this, but 70% or more of people are viewing your channel on their phone, which means your thumbnail is about 2 inches.
It's very small.
It's tiny. So everything on your thumbnail needs to be dynamic, super dynamic. So
Especially the title.
well, we're starting with thumbnails because if you don't hook someone with your thumbnail, the chances of them reading your title go way down.
So
Okay.
just the visual aspect
So
of
the
it first.
visual of your
But
title.
popping.
It's got
the
to
hook,
pop.
the hook.
It has got to pop. So I think the fact that you have very good contrasting colors is great. I like your backgrounds. I think your font's very readable, but it could be bigger. I think you need to make your text bigger. Rock Art and Ruins, I think that's great. it does tell me immediately what it's all about. I love what's in my backpack. I think that is a great thumbnail. I think, I would love it in the chat if all of you would say, do you think these thumbnails are clickable? Would you click them? And if so, why? If not, why not? Because I think that would be great for everybody to have the same kind of information looking at them. So now if we go and we look at, let's say, for example, dress for hiking to protect against sun and desert plants. You might want to shorten that one up because I think it's plants that you say there gets cut off. It does. Dress for hiking to protect against sun and desert plants, and it's a short. You can just make and into an ampersand, and then it will just shorten up enough that plants will show. So you always want to keep in mind that your titles, YouTube allows you a certain amount of characters for your titles, 100, 150 characters. But you don't need to use all of them. You can, but you don't need to use all of them. But you want to keep in mind that on a computer, you're only going to see 70 characters. On your mobile phone, you're only going to see 52. So you want the most hookable part of your title in the first 52 characters because the rest of it isn't even going to show up. So you've got to make those first parts of your title, boom, super, super hookable.
Right.
Okay, let's go back to that. So are these hookable titles? Jumping Choya, be very careful around it. Dangerous. Well, you know what? I would start with dangerous. I would start with dangerous,
Absolutely.
right? Because that is oh my God, dangerous.
hook.
That's a curiosity factor.
Yep.
So when you start with curiosity, people are just innately curious about everything. Start with the curiosity factor because that is going to hook people so much faster. Top 5 ruins of the ancient Southwest. Here I am. So we're right here. Top 5 ruins of the ancient Southwest. Excellent. I think the top 5 of anything when you're doing lists of anything, when you're doing the top 5, the top 10, anything like that, people love those.
Everybody loves the countdown from the 5 to the 1.
Right.
Backwards. They love that.
Love that. 5 best books. That's excellent. 9 Mile Canyon. Top 5 hikes. I would start with top 5 hikes, right? And then 9 Mile Canyon. 5 hard hikes. Oh, that's really a good one. 3 difficult hikes. See, now that's excellent. Difficult. That's a word that is going to really connect with people.
The best thing about doing numbers is that it keeps people watching the video until the end because they want to know what number 1 is.
Such a great comment, Sal, because what is YouTube's goal? YouTube's goal is for you to get your viewers to watch to the end because view time allows them to show ads.
Yep.
So, oh my gosh, that's like the most important thing that you just said there. So that's great. Top 5 hikes and sites. Goblin Valley Best Drive. Okay, again, Best Drive. That's your hook. Best Drive. So just remember, you want to see what is the hookiest thing. Now, Rita said, can't see the green titles as well. I think that's a valid point, Rita. I think you really want to be sure if you're using something like green that you have a huge drop shadow behind it.
Exactly.
Or you put even a little...
That could have used a black drop shadow behind it.
More. I mean, more. I think that you do have
a little,
that,
but you need a lot more.
But more.
So you see it.
And then Tom said, I would click. I'm going to click. Okay, good, Tom. Thank you. And Rita said the best titles are the white ones. Good. And Dale himself said, I do my thumbnails on Canva. Great point, Dale, because Canva is excellent for thumbnails.
We love Canva.
We love Canva. I think I'm on Canva every single day. We have Canva Pro, which is fantastic because it allows you to take out the background of anything. So for Dale's
once
thumbnails,
you get to know it, it's very easy to use.
It's easy to use.
User-friendly.
It's very user-friendly. And if you want, the link to Canva is in the description below this video. Click it and go there and sign up because you can use it for free. And then as you get used to it, you could always upgrade. The pro version is cheap.
Right.
So I would highly recommend it.
And again, if you want my mother-in-law's credit card for that, let me know.
Funny.
And I will give it to you.
Very funny. Okay, so I think as far as being clickable thumbnails, I think, You know, I'm looking at them as the overall from a distance. I feel like we need to see your face closer to get that expression, because I'm missing the expression from a distance. So when I just look at the overall thumbnails, I see that it's you, which is great. That's great for branding. Your colors are on point. That's great for branding. But I think we need
So you're talking about
closer.
more of a closer headshot off to the left
Yes.
with the title, with the words being bigger,
With the words bigger.
and his head closer
Yes.
and off to the left.
Yes.
Like we are right now.
Right.
Let's say.
So if we were this close, I'm sorry. If we were this close to you, right, and you could really see us, you know, in that picture, in a tiny little thumbnail, this is what I'm talking about. So if your expression was like, you know, and you were pointing to whatever it is that was, you know, dangerous. It could be dangerous, or it could be, you know, your top 5 with your thumbs up, or it could be the 3 best, or whatever it is. You want to just really hook people in as quickly as possible and fill your thumbnail with that. So I think we've covered pretty well, Dale. Dale, do you yourself have any questions about your channel or what we said about your channel? Please put them in the chat below. And Rita said, the best part of Canva Pro is royalty-free videos for B-roll or green screen. Excellent point, Rita. Also, some of those things and some of the images and some of that is only for the Pro version. So you want to just check to see if it's for the free version or the Pro version. But in the free version, you can always pay for whatever it is that you want to use. And
That's
if
right.
there is a license, yeah, you can actually use the license. You just click on the license. So, you know, fantastic. Fantastic there. Okay, so let us go on. Thank you so much, Dale. That was exciting to see.
Good job.
Good
Wow,
job.
Just went right to Tom Leveen. Look
Okay,
at that.
now we are on Your Story Matters. I'll help you tell it. Now, we are starting with topic, because that's the first of the 4 T's, is what is your niche?
Tom has a question.
Your story matters. I'll help you tell it. Okay. Tom's question is, can you talk about how you got the high hits on some shorts? Oh, sure. Yes, yes, we can talk about that. Oh, I think you were talking about Dale's channel. Let me just say that for shorts, YouTube itself decides what is or isn't going to be promoted on YouTube's short shelf. And anytime you do a short on your own channel, you would want to promote it just like you promote any other video, right? So always there's the opportunity for you to promote it out. YouTube itself is what makes a short blow up. And that is simply what does YouTube, what are people searching for? Okay, so if there's something that people are searching for right now, and your title and the information inside of your short is what people want, that's gonna hit the short shelf. YouTube is testing lots and lots of things right now. They're testing how long is your short. Okay, is your short 15 seconds? Is your short 50 seconds? These things do make a
And they're
difference,
checking view
actually.
time. How long people watch your
How long are people watching?
people watch your short.
Yeah, and in last month's videos on every Tuesday night, we covered shorts like crazy. And when I did case studies, what did I find? Most people's shorts were getting views of about 22 seconds.
Right.
So no matter how long your short was, people were clicking away, which means A, your content needs to be even better. B, you need to do what's called pattern interrupt, where you go to here, right? So this is called a pattern interrupt. So you were just now used to seeing us looking at you with the channel behind us. Now it's just us looking at you, and we can get super close and we can get further back. I mean, we can do all that kind of stuff.
But
That's
as far as
pattern
Dale
interrupt.
goes, I don't know. I don't remember exactly what all the shorts were, but the top 5, top 3, top 10, whatever, those would be good for shorts, so people would
Right.
watch to the end, like we just said.
Right. So YouTube does promote specific types of content, always things that people are searching for. And lists are something that people are always searching for. My favorites are something, this versus that are something, reviews are something that people are always searching for. So when you think in those kinds of terms, and then the opposite direction would be pure humor. So of course, anything that's just super funny, YouTube
You
loves
know,
it.
I
People
really
love
didn't
it.
think about it that super hard, but to think of ways, as many ways as you possibly can, to make people watch your video to the end.
Yeah.
Think about as many ways as you can to do that. However
Right.
you can do it. You can even put your own spin on it to get people to watch your video to the end.
To the end.
Think about that hard, because that is super important.
Super important. But hey, if you don't get them to click your thumbnail, they're not going to watch your video. So it's not going to matter how fabulous that video is, right?
Right.
And this is why channel audits are so incredibly important. So let's get back to it. Let's get back to it and get into it. Okay. We get to this YouTube channel. It says, your story matters. I'll help you tell it. That's very intriguing, but do we actually know what the niche of this channel is?
No.
I don't think so. I'm sorry, but I'm not sure what the niche of this channel is.
I would like to know who Tom is and what he does.
Right. So Tom Leveen, first of all, you're not on your own banner. I don't see you writing a story. I don't know that you're an author. I mean, these are all things that I know about you, but this is not anything I know about when I get to your channel.
Yep.
So
All the good stuff we know about you, we want to see up there.
we don't see any
And
of
there's
it.
a lot of good stuff, and I
Right.
don't see it.
We don't see
It's starting with the picture of you up on top.
We don't see any of your books. Okay, you've written how many novels? Trillions, right? We don't see your novels. We don't see the comic book that you wrote. I mean, lots of people would
What
be
did
very
he
interested
say
in
right there?
Spawn. Wait, what was the Tom? You said nope. Tom said nope. That's funny. You know, when you are a very well-known channel, very well-known, you can put next to nothing on your banner because people already know you.
Right.
But you have 218 subscribers, which is awesome, but you are a growing channel. How do people know who or what you are?
You have to keep
They
reintroducing
don't.
yourself.
Yes.
'Cause
They don't
wanna
know who you are. Nobody knows who you are until you give them the information about who you are. So there should be you on your banner, the author. It should say underneath your picture, Tom Leveen, author, YA author, if that's what you want to say, or you know, because you also write horror books, but nobody would know that.
People like the most, they like yours, who you are and your credentials. They love that. They want to know what's behind the story
Right.
of you.
What's behind the story? You know, how do you write a story? Your story matters. I'll help you tell it. Fabulous. Okay, so you're an author giving advice, but I don't know that. I don't know that. And I would want to see you, Tom Leveen, on your banner speaking to a group of people in a bookstore, holding your book, or they're holding your books, right? And you're telling
That's awesome.
them something, right?
Yep.
I mean, these are the ways that people start to know.
And your name.
Oh, this is who
Your
it
name,
is. And
really
Tom
big.
Leveen, yeah, I mean, great that your story matters, but who is this? It's Tom Leveen, the author. And Tom, you're such a modest person, but this is all about you, the author, helping people, okay? You, the author, helping people. So
Right.
that's what your niche is. Your niche is you, the author, helping people. We want to see you on your banner. We want to see you helping people right on your banner. So as soon as we get there, we get it.
Exactly.
You know, we get
Exactly.
it. And then when are you posting videos? You don't tell us. So we want to know, like, when do we show up? When should we show up? There's no information there about that. So we need to know that. And then
Make your social media icons bigger. They're on the right there.
oh, you can't.
You can't make them any bigger?
No, that's just from YouTube itself.
Oh.
Sal's talking about these little icons here, but
forgot I
YouTube
said
does that. YouTube does that itself. Now, as far as your icon, excellent. I mean, I think that's excellent. Okay,
like
let's keep going. So we're talking about topic, which is niche. Your videos also need to continue that niche, right? So now we're going to your trailer. What does your trailer tell us? And we are going to look at your trailer right now, full screen. Here we go. Why won't it play? Oh no, why is it not playing? All right, hold
Oh,
on.
you have the sound muted.
Bram Stoker Award finalist.
Okay.
There we go.
Hi,
Sorry,
my
Tom.
name's Tom
All right,
Leveen,
we're good.
and I'm an award-winning author with 9 traditional novels out with imprints of publishers like Random House and Simon & Schuster. I'm also a Bram Stoker Award finalist, and I've written for the comic book series Spawn. When I was 15, my dad bought me a VHS video camera, and my friends and I carried that monstrosity around with us for years, taping everything we did. I ended up with about 200 of these tapes covering my life from junior high to my first years of college. Those tapes, those people, and those stories became the foundation of all of my novels. Unlike my parents, I actually have physical evidence of who I was as a kid.
Wow.
And that's what this channel is all about. It's a love letter to my friends. It's a textbook for my own kids. And it's a celebration for you. The thing I hope you'll take away from these videos is our collective joy. We all grew up with so much to deal with. Parents, either because they were there or because they weren't. Having crazy boyfriends and girlfriends, you remember, right? Cruel teachers, cruel classmates. Some of my friends didn't even know when they were going to eat next. That's for real. But when we got together, rain or shine, sick or healthy, no matter what we were doing, nothing else mattered. The people you're about to meet and the places you're about to go are as real as it gets. No reality show ever conceived could be more realistic because this is just raw VHS footage filmed by the kids who were living it. You'll recognize a lot of them, not because you know these actual people, but because they are you and your friends and your family and your school. There's two primary playlists here, My High School Ex and Fiction Mentor. Head on over to whichever one sounds like a good fit, and you can bounce back and forth, of course, whatever. This show is about learning by looking back, laughing at me, laughing at who we all used to be, and enjoying some of that sweet, angsty nostalgia of growing up in the Phoenix metro area from the late 80s and into the 90s, before everything changed forever. Listen, your story matters. I'll help you tell it. Hit the subscribe button right now, and I'll see you inside.
Okay, well, I have to say, number one, wow, that was really good.
Yeah, it was.
That was so
It was
exciting.
compelling, and yeah, it was a lot of fun, and it was very relatable.
Very relatable.
I mean-
And I love that you wrapped it up with your story matters. I'll help you tell it. Awesome. That totally explains the banner, which is great.
Right.
Except that if we were just coming to your channel for the very first time, we still don't know what it's about. So I think, I'm not gonna.
What do you think?
I feel a little nauseated.
Why?
Sorry, Tom. I know we're tough.
The trailer, but
We're
the trailer
tough.
was awesome.
The trailer was
The first thing you did
fantastic.
in the trailer was tell who you were and tell everything about yourself,
Which
which
was
is
great.
exactly what you just need to do on your banner.
Right.
If you do that,
And
you're
you
set.
and yeah, on your banner, you don't need to tell us everything,
No.
but it was wonderful the way that you brought us into your world,
Right.
and explained about video. I mean, that's really cool because as an author, the fact that you sort of told us that video mattered even way before everyone thought video mattered. It mattered, because then all of the wonderful books that you've written were gleaned from these childish,
He's just
childhood,
you're a great storyteller.
right? Childhood
It's obvious.
friendships
I mean,
and things
it's,
like that.
It's easy. You're
Fabulous.
easy in front of the camera.
Fabulous.
It's great.
So I really, really do love that. I think you did a great job on your trailer.
Me too.
Now, your trailer is 2 minutes and 17 seconds. Teeniest bit long, but I don't think I ever felt like it was too long. Did you?
A little bit, but not a lot.
But like in
not
what
a lot,
part?
Because I was
So-
intrigued and I wanted to see more about the 80s and stuff because that's relatable. That's what I said. I was like, hey.
Okay, so anyway, good job. Very good job on that. Okay, so that is topic, trailer. Now we're going to hit your thumbnails. So let's go and look at your videos because that's so much easier to say what is really happening with your thumbnails. And here we go. If we look at the first uploads, so we know that these are shorts because you have on either side of you the black, which means you did not do a thumbnail. What do I
Right.
say about that?
You just let.
What do I
let
say
YouTube,
about
you
that?
Let YouTube put their thumbnail up there.
Yeah, what do I say about that?
Don't do that.
Why?
Because you want to make your own thumbnail. And
Because of branding. Branding, hello. Everything is about you, your channel, that people can remember. Okay, I always say everything is about your viewer. Why am I saying everything is about you right now? Because when I'm talking about branding is all about people knowing it's you, so that they're not confused by anything ever that has to do with your channel. So they should be able to look at your thumbnails and say, oh God, yeah, that's Tom Leveen. Like, I think we can look at Wandering Ancient Paths, Dale's thumbnails, and say, oh yeah, I know what that is. I will always know what that is. Even when Dale do your close-up heads and everything else, I'm still gonna know that is Wandering Ancient Paths. Now, I'm not saying that looking at the thumbnail of you, where, and this is what we're talking about right here. I'm not saying that looking at this doesn't let me know that it's Tom Leveen. It does, but it's not branded. It's not branded in the sense of this is branded, right? So it's just not letting me know. Here's the thing. When you're looking at a video on YouTube, on the right side, if you're on a computer, or below your video on a phone, are suggested videos. You always want to be you, the person that people are watching, a suggested video for people to keep watching you, the person that they're watching. So what happens is you're on the suggested videos, but does it still look like you? Do I still know that it's Tom Leveen's channel? Do I still know that it's your video that I'm looking at? That's the question.
That's the question.
That's the
Plus,
question.
it has to look different enough so that they want to go to the next video. So
Intriguing. And that's a great point. That's a great point.
Because you don't want them to all look the same. You want them to look different enough with
Right.
either with the titles or maybe a little bit with the picture,
So,
but mostly with what
okay.
it says on the title.
So see, you are using the same photograph every time for these particular ones. And I'm sure you're doing that because that's a series of some sort. But I don't, like, they're not different enough. And that's what Sal's saying. Is it different enough? Can I read, like, maybe the type needs to be different enough? I get the why.
You see how Dale he might not have changed the type on all of them, but he changed the colors of the type. So, and maybe the size of them a little bit. Any little difference is going to make it look like a different thumbnail.
It just, I mean, I really do feel like this right here is a good series, and I get it. I feel like the blue is a good series, and I get it. I even feel like this is becoming sort of starting to become a series, and I get that. But I'm still not feeling that branded Tom Leveen look. And I know that in your videos you do a lot of black and white. So I'm not saying you should do your thumbnails in black and white, because I think, that can start to look like just the same thing over and over again. But what I am saying is that maybe it should look more like a book. Somehow your thumbnails should look more like always a book or something.
I think it should feel more three-dimensional. I think that you would be great doing that.
Three-dimensional.
That's
Coming
out at you.
Where you're coming right out of your thumbnail at the viewer. It's like, why? Trust. Things that, trust. Things that you really want people, because you're an actor as well, Tom. So you really want to grab people right into your thumbnail.
Different facial expressions, closer up.
Closer up. It's got to be dynamic. It's got to be hookable. Think about, and this is, perfect for you, Tom. Think about, what do your book covers look like? Are they hookable? Are they so hookable that someone is going to say, oh my God, that's really intriguing. I want to read that book. What is that book all about? It's the same thing. If your book cover is a hook and people want to read it.
That's a really good example, because you can look at the difference between each book cover as you go along. And I've seen your book covers and they're awesome.
Right. So, great trailer, B-roll. So Rita said, text color versus background color, highest contrast possible. White on yellow doesn't work. Ditto dark red on black. Those are very valid points, Rita. I thank you for those, because, it's really hard to read the red on the black. Mm-hmm. And the white against black, awesome. I can read that, no problem. this here, this blue, this wonderful blue, so this blue with the red on the white, I mean, I can't read it right here. It has to be much bigger for me to read it. So, you know, big, giant text like writer's block, get out, okay? This I see.
that?
This I see. Yeah. I mean, this to me is like, oh my gosh, okay, I can really, really read that. And here's one. Look at this. I'm not sure what that is. This one of just you, Tom, I actually really love that one. If there was like a bright light on your face and you were like, I think that would be fantastic.
And a couple of really strong words going across the left side there.
Yeah.
That would be excellent.
It would. And then, you know, let's write together benefits of an outline. I mean, just, you know, that's cool. So when it comes to thumbnails, I think you need to get them branded. I think it would be more to your benefit if they were more like a book cover.
Right.
I think that would be on brand. You as an author.
I was going to say that would be him. That would be Tom.
More on brand. I mean, even if it was you on your thumbnails, because I love that you're on your thumbnails, and I always believe that you should have a picture of yourself if it's about you on your thumbnail, so people know, oh yeah, it's still Tom. If it was you, but like the rest of the thumbnail was like a book, you know, that had this dynamic.
Well, why it's a good idea for Tom is because with the picture of him on the front of if it was the front of a book, it would be a picture of Tom with the title of the book.
Yeah.
And the title of the book is going to tell what's inside the book.
Right.
So if you think of it that way.
If you think of it that way, and whatever your expression is, you know, whatever that might be at the moment, is what is going to make that title even more intriguing. And it doesn't always, you know, have to be that. It could be if you want it to be like this guy, though I don't know why it's this guy, but like this one down here in yellow. Oh, I see. These are your high school ones. Okay. So, but this is not. This one says write a bestseller. That is an excellent, intriguing, write a bestseller. How do I do that? Okay, but I can barely read it. I can barely read write a bestseller. And let's just look at that even more closely. And the way that we do that is we're going to go to your thumbnail and take a look at that. So let's just look at this thumbnail. Up close, we can see what it says, right? Mm-hmm. But none of the text itself has a drop shadow. So it doesn't pop. And the background is so light that there's not enough contrast there. And even though it looks really beautiful up close, it does look really beautiful up close, and whoever this guy is looks good up close, it from a distance, it is not going to attract the same attention. Here it is. Okay. So when you're talking about a teeny weeny little thumbnail on somebody's phone,
right.
I can't read that. You know, I'm not going to be able to read that. So these are the kinds of things that you want to start thinking about for your own thumbnails. This is why thumbnails are so incredibly important. Okay. Any questions about thumbnails or comments or suggestions, please put them in the chat or put them in the comments below if you're watching this video not live. So that would be fantastic. Now, let's go to titles. Okay, we're going to start with, we're not going to do the shorts because we know that you made those as shorts. So let's look at a regular video, which is 7 minutes and 10 seconds. And I think that's a really great amount of time there. Now, I do want you to know this because this is something that a YouTube partner manager told us in a Clubhouse chat, that YouTube used to want you to make around 10-minute videos. If you weren't making little short videos like 2 to 3 minutes, YouTube wanted you to make something around 10 minutes. And the reason for that is because YouTube can show 3 ads in a 10-minute video. Well, they've changed it to 8 minutes. So if you have content that's valuable for 8 minutes long, then I would recommend making your videos around 8 minutes as opposed to 7, but only if you have enough content that it's really valuable for 8 full minutes.
Did that change because people's attention span is getting shorter?
Yes.
Oh.
I know,
Well,
it's
that's
so
pretty
pathetic.
obvious.
It's so pathetic.
People are getting much more impatient.
So impatient.
Yeah.
So like losery.
Uh,
Okay, so writers and creatives, what absolutely no one is telling. Okay, here's the thing about this title. Again, what absolutely no one is telling you about your career is the hook. That's the hook. Writers and creatives is who you're telling this to, but they already know that. That should be at the end of your title. What absolutely no one is telling you is the hook. That's the hook. Okay, so what absolutely no one is telling you about your career is even more hookable. So start with the hook.
people want to know people want to know what's going on in the video.
Right.
When they click on it, they want to have a preview, basically, with the title, with the
Yeah.
description.
So when you say in your thumbnail, didn't someone tell you this? So why didn't someone tell you this? I would say in your thumbnail, it would be more like, no one told me. Okay? No one told me.
That's a good one.
Like, no one told me
No
this.
one told me.
Right?
Exclamation mark.
Exclamation
Question
mark. Because this is what gets people to click. This is what gets people to want to watch or want to learn more, is like, what? No one told you what? No one told you, is this your career? No one told me.
Yeah.
Like, why didn't somebody tell me this?
Yeah.
You
Gotta
know?
play off people's curiosity.
So it's got to be like the picture of you there. It's a great picture. We all love that picture of you, Tom. But really, it should be more like, why? Like, why? Why are people not telling me this kind of stuff? Because this is what is going to make people hook. It's like, why? Okay, so you want that like crazy look on your face of
Captain Kirk. Spock. Spock. Why?
wait a minute. Do that again.
Again? Spock. What? Why? Spock. Why?
So, okay, let's keep going. So to the next one. Why and how trust matters in writing your storytelling. Okay, I think that is a really good one. Trust, do your readers have it? I actually think that is a good question. It's a really good question because trust is so important. I just think that there's got to be a hookier way to say it. Like why and how already sort of stops me. It's like, trust me, question mark. Trust me? Why and how trust matters in writing your storytelling.
Wait, Tom said something about my Kirk impression.
Oh, you had me at Kirk. You had me at Kirk. I know. I love his Kirk impression. Thank you for saying that. So I want to say, I think that, you as a writer, you already know how important words are. And you have an edge over everybody else when it comes to that. So I think you just need to flip your head around and pretend it's not you. Because the hardest thing is just to be yourself and make your channel really awesome. It's just hard, okay? It's just really, really hard. So I would say pretend you're not you and you were just giving advice to another author. And you would say to them, okay, I agree with you that trust is super important when you're writing your story and you're doing your storytelling, but does that hook me in? Does that hook me in immediately? And this is what your videos on your YouTube channel have to do, okay? That's what your videos on your YouTube channel have to do. This is why your thumbnails and your titles are so incredibly important. So, okay, we're just gonna ignore testing because, everybody does testing. And actually, people like to watch that, so that's fine. Fear of writing repeated old plots. Surprise. Fear of writing repeated old plots. Again, it's like fear is a great word. Fear is the word. So it should be like fear, and you like, terribly afraid, repeating old plots. Okay, so it's more like fear of repeating old plots. Surprise, nothing to be afraid of. Okay, so I think it's just, again, we need the additional curiosity grabber.
Yeah.
We need that hook point. We need to know something is so excited. Like, what's the surprise? Don't tell us. Like, surprise, that's even better. Like, surprise. What's the surprise? I want to know. So fear and surprise are hooks. Those are the hooks. And then what you sandwich in between the fear and the surprise has got to, just literally grab me. And so I'm thinking, like, if that was the cover of a book, fear and surprise, repeating old plots, like maybe it should just be like these decrepit old plots, right? And it says plots on it, and then there's like fear and surprise. I mean, it's a book cover, right? It's a hookable, clickable title. And I am not trying to say be clickbaity with your titles and your thumbnails. What I'm trying to say is think in terms of how is something clickbaity but real. Okay? It can be as clickbaity but real.
But you.
Yeah.
But Tom.
Yeah. And something that you would actually want to click on.
Right.
So let me ask you this, Tom, and I want you to answer me. If you were writing a horror story and the cover of your book, of your horror story book, was this, does this look like a horror story to you? Is this fearful? Is there surprise in this? Is this going to hook you in to read that horror story? And this is what, if you think of
It's a really good way to look at it.
well, if you think of what you're telling people as the cover of your book, and your book is a horror story, and it's like old plots, right? Old plots. Ew. Can I reuse them? Is this something that people are going to want to read? Well, yeah, guess what? They are. But are you afraid of them? So this is the horror of it. You're so afraid of them. And so I just want you to feel like write your titles and make your thumbnails like you're hooking people with a new book. Like get them intrigued.
You have a chance
and
to
get
make
them involved.
to make a visual impression, like a movie poster. Like,
Right.
You got the great picture, you got the and you got the great type, and you got the great title,
Yeah.
and it's splashed across the screen, across the poster, like it's splashed across the movie screen, like that kind of thing.
Right. So your thumbnails, they're your magazine head, the magazine cover, the movie poster, the book cover. This is what your thumbnails are.
Why did they put those giant movie posters in front of a movie theater?
Yeah.
To get you to go in to see the movie.
To get you to watch the movie. And what do they put on them?
You got to go in first.
They put on them the most hookable, like clickable things that they can possibly think of. The sexiest looking pose, or the scariest looking thing, or the creepiest looking bug, or the scary monster or alien, or whatever it is. It's
Right.
something that
Attack of the 50-foot Tom.
Yeah, like the 50-foot Tom. Oh my God. So you just want it to be super, super hookable
Right.
and clickable. Okay. So Tom, I think we have covered everything that you need to know, and we are going to go on now to
Tom saying
Rita.
now?
Oh, Tom, do you have a question? So Tom said, okay, no. Okay, Tom,
Okay.
if you have any additional questions, let us know in the chat or in the comments below. Okay, so we are now on Rita Goldner Books, and author, illustrator, children's books, new videos every Monday at 3 Mountain Standard Time. Please subscribe and click the bell to join all the fun. Wow. Okay, I know exactly what this is about. I know exactly what this channel is going to show me. It's going to show me stuff about Rita Goldner books. Now, with that having been said, where's your picture? Where's you the author illustrator on your banner.
It's true.
Okay.
You know what I like though? I'm going to tell you real quick. I like weird animals and I like fun science. I like that. I like very descriptive, very nice.
That-
you need a
that is
picture of
fun.
yourself up there.
That is fun, but there should be a picture of you, Rita,
Or you drawing, yeah.
drawing.
Right.
There should be a picture of you drawing. There should be a picture of you writing. And just like Tom, there should be a picture of you, reading your book to your readers, right? So you reading your book to your readers. I think your icon is excellent.
Icon's awesome.
I do think that we get what this is about. I just think that it needs to have you on it.
Mm-hmm.
And then you have a trailer. Excuse me, fantastic. Let's look at your trailer.
Hi, I'm Rita Goldner, and I'm an author and illustrator of children's picture books. I'm so glad you're curious and that you're checking out my channel, because that's exactly what it's all about, investigating and exploring. I was a teacher, and I really loved science, especially the natural world. Now I use my drawing as a tool to explore and investigate weird and wonderful animals. So please subscribe to my channel and check on the little bell below so you'll be notified of new videos. And then check out the fun facts and draw along with me. Thanks.
Okay, so Rita, we're going to just go to us for a second. So your trailer length was fine. However, you looked like a deer in the headlights. You look scared to death. And we didn't get any B-roll. We didn't get any photos. We didn't get any videos of you. All the things that you were saying, we need to see all of that.
We need to see some of your wonderful drawings. We need to see
Right.
some of you drawing a couple of wonderful things, like you know
Right.
how we do it really fast in Procreate, and it goes really fast, speed it up. That's great B-roll. Just great B-roll in
Because-
between when you're talking.
It was interesting. What you were telling us was interesting,
Yep.
and yet we didn't see any of it. So we want to see, when we look at your trailer, what we're going to see literally on your channel.
Right.
Wait, Tom said, I'm unclear if the channel is for kids or parents. That's an excellent point. I'd love to see some mobile B-roll, like at the zoo with kids. Excellent.
There you
Drawing,
go.
something like that. And I totally agree with you, Tom. Great points. So I think, Rita, we have discussed this before, and your channel, yeah, it is for children to learn stuff, but your channel is for the adults. Your channel is for the caregivers to learn how to interact with their children, their grandchildren, their niece and nephew, whoever they are, their school children. So this is what Tom is saying, and I completely agree with him. Who is your channel for? You're not telling us. So if you were to say grandparents, caregivers, mom and dads, school teachers, I'm going to show you, with the joy that I have of drawing animals, how you can interact with your children, showing them how wonderful it is to draw animals and to learn about them in my books. So this is what you want to do. You want to get yourself in front of the right people. And this is what Tom is saying. So who is your channel for is just as important as what is your niche, right? So you need to let your people know who your channel is for. So Tom said, Rita has such a wonderful big personality. I want to see more of it. Yes, I agree. Rita has a fabulous personality, is funny, is fun, says saucy little things sometimes that people love, so this channel is for parents. It's not for children. So you can be yourself. You can tell your funny stories. You can tell your little, stories that have funny, unexpected, sometimes maybe inappropriate, but hilariously inappropriate results. And people love that. People love that. It's not that the parents are going to tell this to their kids, but you want the parents to love you, Rita, and want them to buy your books, Rita Goldner books, for these very reasons. So that is an excellent, excellent point.
It is, because you're
And
very relatable.
very
And
relatable.
you've made me laugh many, many times.
So
And
many times, and you're beautiful. You yourself are such a beautiful person. You look beautiful. Your personality is beautiful. You just need to bring that out and shine with it. And that's, I think, what everyone's saying. And Dale said, B-roll, yes. Your illustrations are excellent and you need to promote and show them off. And that is another great point. Like in your trailer, we didn't see anything. We didn't see your books. We didn't see your illustrations. We didn't see you drawing or writing. You know, none of that stuff.
No, even your background should be more of what you do.
Right. So all of these are extremely important points, and I agree with all of them. Okay, now let's go to your videos and look at your thumbnails. All right, so we're going to just scroll down. Scroll down. I have to say, I really love the pictures of you when you're talking or saying something. I mean, I really like that. You know, I really like this. I like that. I like this. So I like the ones that show you. Tom said, moms and grandmas buy books. Make them laugh and you're in. There you go.
And that's something
Yeah?
you can definitely do.
And you can definitely do that, Rita. You're funny. So excellent point, Tom. Thank you. So as far as branding, okay, so I know that you are doing the branding with your thumbnails, with the colors of your thumbnails. But you know what? They're very hard to read small. And that's just the thing, is that most people are going to be looking at them on a phone. So you have bison, donkey, waterfall, squirrel. I can read those, but not terrifically, right? Because it's still purple on purple. And these are not, you know, these are not contrasting colors. These are purple on purple. So your advice to other people is spot on, Rita. Take your own advice and remember that you need to have strong contrasting colors, very, very big type. And I recommend, do you recommend as well? A picture of yourself on every thumbnail, because who is it that's the author illustrator? Well, hey, guess what? It's you, Rita. It's you, Rita. It's you, Rita. It's you, Rita. So I think, in my opinion, you should be showing you on your thumbnails. Now, I would love in the chat for everyone who's here, put your comments down about what do you think Rita should be doing on her thumbnails. I think it would be much more exciting to see Rita talking about whatever it is that she's drawing, whatever it is that she's discussing about her drawing.
But it could be the same thing. It could be her head, maybe bottom left-hand corner, as big as possible, and then the drawing up on top, and then the title splashed across the middle.
Right, but big, you know,
Right.
big, giant.
Big,
So
and easy to read.
if this were a thumbnail, if we were the thumbnail, see how small we are? We're small. You know, and if you're looking at us on your phone, teeny weeny, you're really not going to see us. We really have to get like in your face for us to see. Right?
Right.
Something big. And then the text needs to fill up your thumbnail. If you're going to put text on there, which I think newbies should always do, I think that's smart. You don't need to do that as your channel gets bigger and bigger and people know who you are. You don't need to have the text on there. But I really believe that for newbies, yeah, you need the text. And no matter what anybody else says, there are so many YouTube gurus telling you, oh, you don't need text on your thumbnails, blah, blah, blah. You know what? People read text. Yeah, they do. So think of it as a movie poster. Think of it as a book cover. Think of it as a magazine cover. If all of these things didn't have any text at all, could you still tell the story?
The story of what's going to go on in your little short video that you made.
Right, that's number one. Okay, so
That's
it
what people wanna
should
know.
tell the story, number one. But number two, the text that you put on there reinforces and helps hook.
It's the hook.
It's the hook. So I do think that's really important. And Dale said, I like Sal's thumbnail idea. Thank you, Dale. Of course, we all like everything Sal says. Okay, so I think, you know, color-wise, Rita, your colors, you know, they're really pretty and they match your banner and everything like that. But do I think that they are
Hookable?
hookable. And that's the thing, is that you want to be hookable. So even though your colors are pretty and they're nice and neutral, so that they're not saying, whether children this or adults that, I think that's part of the reason why Tom didn't know, like, who is your viewer. If they're for adults, I think we want it to be a little stronger, like a little like vibrant purples and hookable yellows.
I could see exactly what you were trying to do. You were trying to be somewhere in between.
You're in
and
between.
I can see it.
Yeah.
I know you were trying to be neutral as far as for kids or for adults.
Right. And you know what?
I can see that.
Neutral doesn't work. Like, nobody knows what neutral means.
You got to be in your face, out there.
You always have a point of view. We all have a point of view. We all actually do have a pretty strong point of view.
You know what would be a good thing? All right, I know you can't focus on kids, and you can't just, target kids.
You can't.
But think about it this way. If a kid saw your thumbnail and it jumped out at them, what would they click on?
Right, but your target audience are the adults, are the caregivers.
I'm saying the
Because
child in the adult's brain.
Oh, the
because
child
this
and
is
the adult.
for-
Okay.
Yeah, this is
The child and the
for
adult.
fun. I mean, this is fun stuff. You got
Right.
It's fun.
So you want to think, what parent is going to look at that title and think, oh wow, my kid would love to see, would
It
love
is
to
going to
read
be
this book, would
fun
love
to
to
draw
see
a
these.
penguin. It is going to be fun
Yeah.
to tell a story. Don't go on a road trip. The road trip is I don't see you.
Right. So you say road trip.
One time I do, but
But
it doesn't
I
say
don't
road trip.
see a car. I don't see a road.
She's on the road up here, I
Right?
think. Am I right?
Yeah. I mean, that
should
to
say
me,
road trip.
That to
Right
me,
across the middle.
okay, that to me would be you on the side of the thumbnail, and then like gigantically what you drew with the word, so cactus or squirrel or boulder or whatever it was that you were
It
drawing.
could even
like
say
hook.
squirrel road trip.
Yeah, squirrel road
That would
trip,
be
or scary boulder, or things that are like hookable titles. We want hookable titles, things that are going to grab someone's attention because it's curiosity, and you know that, Rita, because that's what you write about. It's like curiosity. Why does this happen? Who is this? What are they about? That's what your animals are all about. Your animal stories, like, why does this animal exist? Where did they come from? What's so different about them?
You got
Blah, blah,
everything
blah.
going for you with this channel. You got animals, you have drawing,
Right.
and you have you.
Right.
And if you focus on all three of those things and you bring them up, front and forward,
Front and center.
front and center, thank you. Front and forward, front and center, that's what you need to do.
Okay,
Let's
so
just focus on that.
and Dale said the background shapes behind text and pics are distracting to me. Leave those out and everything will pop more. That's a great point. You want things to pop. Like, now that we are zoomed in so much. Thank you, Dale. That's a great comment. Now that we are zoomed in so much, look at these dynamically fabulous drawings. They're fabulous. I can't see them this big. And nobody else can
Can't
see
tell
them.
what they are.
No, not when they're teeny weeny.
No,
when
and I
they're
want to know what they
teeny-weeny.
are, but you can't tell what they are.
Right. So this drawing itself should be like enormous, and then maybe just showing you drawing it. Okay, just a close up.
With a great title.
Like a very close up with the great title. So your title is Rhonda the Rhino looking at her. What is that? Looking at her feet. Cute. Rhonda the Rhino looking at her feet. Okay, well, that's a great title, but it's not going to hook me to click on the thumbnail.
Right.
Okay, but if it were a super close up of Rhonda, her face, that's intriguing. And I think work in progress. Rhonda looks at her feet. I really feel like it's not hooking me. I just feel like this is a title that is not making me want to see it. Like, work in progress is intriguing. So there's got to be a different way.
Even if it just said, what's Rhonda the Rhino, what is she doing?
What is
With
she
an
doing?
exclamation mark, question mark.
Right. Do we need to know it's a work in progress? Not really. I mean, we don't really need to know that. What we need to know is that a rhinoceros is looking at its foot. Like, what? Really? A rhinoceros looks at its foot? I think this is the hook. The hook is something so bizarre, something so surprising, something that you don't expect is the hook. That's the hook.
Right.
So you need to start rethinking your titles. And any time, oh, and Tom said, I'd like to see the art. And I agree. I mean, if you are about writing and illustrating, and these videos are about illustrating, show us your fabulous art because it's fabulous. So when you are making your YouTube channel, you might think, oh, okay, I've put my thumbnail up, I've put my titles up. Okay, that's it. No, that is not it. Okay, YouTube channels are in flux all the time. Life is always changing. Well, so can your YouTube channel. It does not have to remain a stagnant thing that you make something once and you put it up and you forget about it. Yeah, you could. But if you want to make it better, if you want to improve upon it, this is the joy of YouTube Studio, which I'm talking about on Tuesday. You can always make things better. You can change your thumbnails, you can change your titles anytime and see if that makes a difference. So if you want to rebrand your thumbnails, you can rebrand every single one of your thumbnails. And you can update the look of your channel anytime, including your banner, including your icon. This is all channel art. All of this can be updated anytime you want. And I highly recommend that you do update things and keep them fresher. You know, YouTube likes new stuff. YouTube likes new.
So do the viewers.
And so do viewers. And,
I do.
And, you know, something might be working really well, but even if you think about books, and I'm saying this for you, Tom, and I'm saying this for you, Rita, even if you think about the cover of a book, over the years, don't the publishers change the cover to make them more current to what's happening, right? They don't leave it the same cover. So you don't have to do that with your YouTube channel either. I mean, you can change it up. All right, so work in progress, road trip, work in progress, beaver sketch, fun facts, and native folklore. You know, fun facts, I think, is intriguing. Do you want to know some fun facts? Well, yeah. Fun facts about beavers. I mean, even something like that is intriguing.
Even if you said fun facts about beavers and put in a question mark after it, it makes a huge difference.
Right. I mean, anything, because
I wanna
again,
know what that means.
curiosity is what most people want.
Right.
So I think bring your face in, bring your drawings in, make your text much bigger. You need a lot of contrast in your thumbnails. I have to agree with Dale. I would get rid of the geometric shapes. I think they're just too small and it's making it too busy. I would make your artwork gigantic. I would make the text on your thumbnails
one title.
a lot less, no more than 4 words. Okay, and I didn't say that before, but you really shouldn't have more than 4 words on a thumbnail.
Right.
Because when you start putting more than 4 words, it's like you can't read it anymore. It's too small. So I would say just don't do it. Okay, so Rita said, great point, Dale, wasted space on shapes and background. See, Rita, I love that. I love that you are so open to good critiques, and that's super important. Okay, so I think we've covered Rita's channel really well. Rita, if you have any questions or if anybody has any comments, please put them in the chat or in the comments below. And our final channel today we're reviewing is Abdur Rahman. Oh, and Tom says, what did Tom say? Now that I'd know how, but it would be cool to have some funny alliteration or something on the titles. Rhonda, Rhino, Rex, everything.
See? There you go.
I love that. That's fun. Yeah, I mean, that is really fun. And alliterative things are smart because they do make people remember stuff so much better. So I think that was a great comment.
That was a great comment.
Great comment. Okay, so we are looking at, wait a second, I need to make this a little smaller so that we can actually see it. There we go. Abdur Rahman. Okay, so do we know what the topic, the niche of this channel is? Abdur Rahman. Well, I think it's Abdur Rahman. But do I know who you are or what you do or what the channel will be about? I have no idea. Do you?
Unless it's all about Abdur Rahman.
Abdur Rahman. So
But it doesn't look like it is. It looks like a whole bunch of different, I can't tell.
It's a bunch of different things. Is it a vlog, a video blog? Is it your lifestyle? Is it a lifestyle channel? Is it, so I don't know.
He's telling us.
I don't know what the channel's about. Let's go back to what we said about previous channels. When you are a new YouTuber, now look at this. You have 3,310 subscribers. That is awesome. That is absolutely awesome. So Abdur, fantastic for you.
So,
fantastic.
can I start with a question?
Yes.
Abdur, put in the chat what your channel is about.
What is your channel about, Abdur?
Just do a one sentence of what your channel is
Yeah,
about.
give us a one sentence synopsis of what your channel is about, because number one, what is your channel about? We don't know. Number two, when do you post? We have no idea. We have no idea when you put up a video. So if I'm a new viewer, I'm like, okay.
And
I don't know what the channel's about.
I'm giving it an overall look, and every thumbnail is different, and it's hard to read a lot of the text on the thumbnails. So I'm having a hard time just picking up what your channel's about, because it's different things.
Just from getting to the channel.
Just from looking at the first page.
Right. So I'm thinking, you have more than 3,000 subscribers, which is fantastic. People do know what your channel's about. People are watching your videos, apparently, because they do know what your channel's about, but we don't, the brand new viewer. And so why would I want to subscribe?
I don't see a trailer.
I don't see a trailer.
All right.
So,
trailer is to tell who you are and what you're about, and what your channel is about.
what are we going to find on your channel? Why should we subscribe to your channel? Why should we watch your videos? What are we going to find
So as
in
many
there?
subscribers as you have so many more if they knew what your channel was
If they
about.
knew what your
when
channel was
They
about.
watch the trailer, because most people want to watch the trailer to see what it's about.
To see what your channel's about. So number one, your niche. We don't know what it is. Number two, your trailer. You don't have one. You should have one so that you get people to subscribe to your channel. Okay, now let's go and look at your thumbnails. We're going to zoom in a little bit closer on your thumbnails. Okay, so already I have to say,
There we go.
okay, wait. So Abdur says, I started my channel with web talk, but now I'm planning to make comedian videos in English and also my country language. Okay, so web talk meaning just what was trending? I'm thinking that's what you're saying, that you were just talking about whatever was trending on the internet. So we do not speak your language, and I do see here that you have titles in your language, but also some English here, okay? And then you switched to English. Then you went back to your language and English. Then you said web talk. Okay, so I'm seeing web talk, web talk, web talk. All right. Number one, if your channel itself is going to be about comedy, on your banner, on your channel banner, we need to see you talking about things that are funny, right? We need to see the word comedy. We need to see the word fun or funny. We need to see humor. We need to know when you're going to post. Okay, that's, we need on your banner to know when you're going to post. And then, is it you that's going to be funny? Are you going to be talking the funny things, or are you going to be showing funny things, or are you going to be showing comedians? We still don't really know. When you say it's going to be about comedian videos, I don't know what that means still. I don't know if it's about comedians, if it's about funny things. So we need more clarity. Okay, so that is the next thing. Now, every single thumbnail is different. That makes it really, really hard to be branded. Now, these in yellow and red, where you have the W for Web Talk. The W for Web Talk is a good logo, and I get it, but you're not going to be doing that anymore, right? So you're going to have to change up all your thumbnails. So I would say, once you have figured out what your new channel is going to be about, and you don't need to change, you don't need to make a new channel. I'm just saying what this channel is going to be about. You do need to make your thumbnails branded.
Right.
So, okay. So you say, I'm a big web talk or a social site where I can do many things, all people from web talk. I still I'm sorry, I don't really know what that things. I will talk about comedian things. Okay, so I think if you want to hook people with comedy and you want it to be fun and funny and everything like that, the first thing that you want to do is make sure that your channel banner is representative of fun and comedy. I think your font, yes, is great for that. I think your background, it's just, it doesn't give me any kind of like fun, comedy, laughing, people like, ha ha ha, you know, or something like that. I don't see anything that's going to make me think, oh, this is all about comedy. So I would want to see people enjoying themselves, see people looking at their phones laughing. I think it's got to be something that draws people in to know that, oh, this is going to be funny.
Right, but be real specific about what it's going to be. Whether it's going to be other comedians, about you talking about other comedians, you talking about comedy shows, whatever it is, be specific.
Be specific. And
when
then,
you describe it.
So we can't really talk about your thumbnails yet until you started remaking thumbnails, but I have to say that something like this, where you have this little chicken hatching out of an egg, and then you looking like this, you know, you need to be gigantic looking like that. And it should be more like you're surprised or you're laughing or something that is an extreme
Or you're
reaction.
looking at the chicken like this.
You know, oh my God, it just hatched.
Right.
You know, so we want to know that this is going to be fun or funny or like, oh, or something like that. Just, you know, this is sort of in between. And the thing about anything, truly the thing about anything, is that you have to have a point of view. You have to be very firm. What is your point of view? Why are people going to watch you instead of somebody else doing something very similar to what you want to do? There has to be a really compelling reason that people want to watch you. And this is what your channel is all about. It's
Right.
about
Here's an idea.
you.
You ready for this one? Abdur's point of view.
Okay. Abdur's point of view. Right.
There's the
So,
thumbnail.
yeah, I mean, you want to be someone that people look forward to your next video. You want them to want to know what's the funny thing that he's going to come up with next.
Right.
Or in anyone's case that we have just shown for Dale, people are going to be excited about, you know, what's your next hike? Is it going to be hard? Is it going to be medium? Am I going to want to do it? Where's it going to be? Are you going to love it? You know, all this kind of stuff is what is going to make people want to watch your next video. With Tom, it's going to be, what are you going to teach me? What am I going to learn about? What is going to be so exciting that you're going to help me write my story? I don't know how to write a story. How are you helping me? You know, and you're going to be like, this is how I'm helping you. This is the next thing in that. This is the, you know, it's from your point of view as an author who is a well-established, published by big publisher authors. So yeah, people are going to want to know, like, okay, you're helping me. What are you going to tell me next? And this is the thing. It's like, what am I going to learn next? And then for Rita, it's going to be like, wow, what is she going to draw next? What am I going to learn about this animal? Or am I going to learn how to draw that animal? And why is it intriguing? And what funny story?
Why I draw, and why I have so much fun doing it.
Yeah, and it's got to be fun.
And you can have fun
right?
too.
And what's the
Right.
wacky story that Rita's going to tell me this time? Because I love the stories.
Stories are great.
And storytelling. And Rita, you're a storyteller.
Yeah.
Tom,
so when
you're a
you're drawing
storyteller.
at the zoo and something happens at the zoo, or if some kid comes up and says something really funny, I mean, you know, it's
part
funny.
of the story. It's all
Fun.
part of the story. So Abdur, for you, what are we going to get from you, from your next video and your next video and your next video that we're going to definitely want to come back for, that we're going to subscribe for, that we can't wait to watch? It's got to be from your point of view. It's got to be super hookable. It's got to be something that we're so intrigued by. We can't wait for you to put out the next content. Like, and I have to say, Rita, I mean, your stories are hilarious. And so if I were a parent and I was interested in buying your books, part of what I would love about you would be your hilarious stories. It's not that I would tell my kids your stories because some of them are really racy, but that's what I think is so funny. So I think you hooking people with your wonderful personality and your funny stories and, you know, your observations about life this is what's hookable. This is what your point of view is. This is what is going to make people want to watch your videos, subscribe to your channel, buy your books.
Right.
Okay. So, okay, guys, any questions, any wrap it up questions, because we're just going to wrap it up right now. Thank you all for being here. We appreciate you. We love that you were willing to let us review your channels. Thank you.
It was fun.
It was a lot of fun. And we hope you got a lot out of this. We look forward to seeing your channels again, and I think we will re-review them in a couple of months.
Ooh.
Right? Re-review
Okay.
your channels in a couple of months to see how they've improved and how many more subscribers and views you've got. So thank you so much. I'm Sheri Barbera.
I'm Sal Barbera.
This is Zazumi, YouTube for Business, to help you boost your income, influence, and impact with video. And we'll see you in the next
Wait, I
video.
have to do something.
So
we always
thank
do
you.
something.
Thank you, guys. Thank you for joining us. We so much appreciate you, and have a fantastic rest of your day. Ciao.